where the drama starts. Lap 30, 8 laps to go. Sam Doby hoping to take advantage of these lapped cars. Pileski goes, dives on the right side. Very aggressive here. This is lap 4. The two Viceroys, Bill Frazier ahead of Matt Pileski. Frazier's off. Frazier hit the grass. You hit that tire wall, your day is done. You know, it's lap 20. The Williams still trying to get around the Terrell team as he'll go around the left car and around those at the same time. At the same time, he's got the inside corner. Will he ride the curb? Yes, he will. He will get him on the inside. Vito Maria leading us all into Moss's corner. Look at the beauty as his right side will clip the grass. Oh, a 180, no, a 360. Oh. Who will yield going into this corner? It's really not meant for too wide as it will be Gernald. Gernald will yield. Lots of smoke picking up from that Williams car. He is pushing it to the absolute limit. 26 of 30 now. Only 4 laps to go. He's going to get the run coming out the final corner. He's going to pull up side by side with the leader. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. Who is going to get there first? It's going to be...
Gerhard Berger once coined it the best circuit in the world. The old grassy hollow still resonates with the history of Formula One. Today, these drivers take us back to an era when speed and horsepower ruled the roost. You'll be on the edge of your seat, and the pilots of these machines will live on the limit until the checkered flag flies for round 7 of the Lotus 79 CTC Championship. And all the retro open-wheel action from green flag to victory donuts can be seen live as it happens here on the Global SimRacing Channel. Levitating over the Brands Hatch Motor Racing Circuit way up in the press box to bring you all the action is Richie Hearn and yours truly, Sean Ambrose. Yes, that Richie Hearn. Our director today, the doctor of pit topology himself, Amjad Yaman, armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by the GSRC camera guru, Dougie Beard. Now, if you've brought cyberspace into your place, then over the next few streaming award-worthy minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines and all the stats and facts you'll need to appreciate the 36 laps of simulated historic open-wheel racing that will immediately follow. Richie, a long swim across the Atlantic this morning. Why don't you get the fans up to speed about good old Brands Hatch?
Yeah, absolutely, and welcome everybody. We are down here at Brands Hatch, located in West Kingstown in Kent, England. Originally used as a military ground, like most of the tracks in Britain were. The first actual race on these grounds was held in 1926 over 4 miles between cyclists and cross-country runners. The Grand Prix layout is 3.7 kilometers, about 2.3 miles, and it consists of 9 turns. It hosted 12 runnings of the British Grand Prix between 1964 and 1986. But to really give us a feel for what they'll be experiencing, let's head to the GSRC lap guide.
All right, we've got Juha Norlampi in the GSRC Lotus 79, so let's do a lap around Brands Hatch. Coming up to Paddock Hill Bend, expect to see a lot of errors into this blind corner. It's tough to brake steady and hit the apex while maximizing your speed. The car compresses at the bottom, and then you're quickly braking for druids. This is where many passes are likely to happen, but the braking zone is short, so it'll be very tough. Off the corner, switch sides for Graham Hill Bend. You can use plenty of the runoff, but try not to let the car go too wide because there are dangers in clipping the grass. Then comes Surtees, which is deceptively hard with its late apex. Preventing wheel spin off the corner is not just about keeping the car safe, but also about giving yourself a good run up through Pilgrim's Drop. It's not ideal to have to go too wide through Hawthorne because of how little you slow the car into this terrifying sweeper. Now we're onto the back half of the course. Westfield requires you to barely clip the apex, and once again, try not to drift too far outside onto the runoff. Swing it through Dingledale and then set the car up for Sheen. The apex is almost impossible to see until you're right on top of it. Then you've got Sterling, where the banking really rewards those who carry the momentum right down to the bottom. Finally, you get a short breather on the run to clear ways. This can sometimes offer a chance to pass, but the crest coming into Clark usually causes awkward understeer. As you make the run to the line, hopefully you kept it all together and have now finished a lap around Brands Hatch.
And our thanks to the preacher, Juha Norlampi. for taking us around on a bad fast lap here at Brands Hatch. And well, I said it was a long swim over. Let's take a swim through the driver's standings here real quickly, and well, see where everybody's at here going into round 7. Of course, the season now halfway gone here, and Gernot Prix sitting on top right now, 892 points. Nuno Moreira, 39 points behind. Nuno was awful fast in practice, and I'll tell you what, a couple more good results for Nuno. And Gernot going to see that lead vanish away from him. Matt Wood, 114 points back, looking really good in third right now. Alex Millward, couple fellow countrymen here over his shoulder. Alex Millward coming up to fourth, and Lear Hughes going down to fifth there. But again, you can see there 164, 175. It's a close battle between those two there on the bottom. The team standings right now look like this. It is the American team of Albalade Sadia Racing, Team Williams, Bycroft, and Stevens there on top. But watch out for Leisure Gitan. They are there just a point behind Gernot Prix and Stefani. And a good result from them today could, of course, make this change. It's even close behind them. Parmalat Racing, Team Brabham there, third, and Scuderia Ferrari, 7 points behind. And then Warsteiner, Arrow's team there, just 9. Now, there hasn't been any movement in those standings, but, well, with as close as everybody's bunched up and still 6 races to go, anything can happen there. But the Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship is always picking up new viewers, Richie. So for those of us joining us for the first time today, let's talk about the race details we have in store for us.
Yeah, we are here at round 7 of 12. We do see we have some drops, 4 for the drivers and 2 for the team. The race length's going to be 36 laps, and the setups are open, but we won't be stopping for any fuel. We have our normal incident cap of 17, and the points do run off the official iRacing points here.
All right, very well. And you know what? We've only got just a little over 3 minutes of qualifying left with a lot of drivers still on track, but it's Juha Noralampi that sits at the top of the board right now. The Finn, 1 minute, 13 second flat. And that's about where he was in practice. So no big surprise there. Nuno Moreira nipping at his heels there with a 1:13.2. Both of his laps under his belt. You get 2 qualifying laps here, and as I said, it looks like most drivers have gotten those in. Alex Millward with a great run just comes up to 5th, Richie, with a 1:13.744. And as I start to look at the times, really, really close here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, it's a very short track. Like I said, only had 9 corners, so there's not much place to make up time. But with these close lap times and just the flowing nature of this track, I assume it's going to be very difficult to pass. I took a couple laps around this track in one of these cars, and man, it goes by fast. And I will tell you, my lap times were nowhere near this, so these guys are really hauling the mail.
And in your experience driving race cars, did you ever get a chance to drive a track similar to this that you can recall?
Yeah, not really. I mean, most of the tracks that I ran, obviously in North America, are a little bit longer. I couldn't imagine driving a full-blown Indy car on a track like this with the modern technology we have now. It'd be incredible.
Well, a lot of fast sweepers here. Probably one of the more unforgiving turns in all of road racing. Sterling's Bend, turn 8. That left-hander, really hard to get dialed in. Did you find that as difficult as well in your few trips around here?
Yeah, I definitely went off the track a few times there. One of the places I found hard is that last corner, just getting onto that front straightaway. It's just so blind. And then obviously turn 1, it's just so hard to find your mark. And the car just gets completely sideways. And but, man, it's a lot of fun when you get it right.
Yeah, and I think for really good passing opportunities today, we'll look to turn 2 Druids. Certainly a great place to take advantage of someone maybe having a little trouble finding the line through there. And then, of course, down the hill into Graham Hill Bend, you've really got to set the car up right to hit your mark there to turn in to the left there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you'll probably see some people kind of muscle other people out of the way. And then right after that, where you go onto that back section, that left-hander up the hill, is going to be key, because that's basically just one long flat straight after that. So it'll be a key component of this track to see who can just be consistent after 36 laps, and we'll see what happens.
Well, not many surprises here in qualifying. Juha Norlampe, as we said, is on top. Nuno Moreira currently right behind him. Sergio Masis there in third. Victor Rodriguez fourth. And Alex Millward, who wound up out qualifying his fellow countryman there, Leonard Hughes. Let's go ahead and go to the grid, as qualifying is just now wrapping up. Let's get them all in here. Juha Norlampe, your pole sitter today. Nuno Moreira right alongside him there in the front row. Sergio Macias in third. Victor Rodriguez will start fourth. Alex Millward fifth. Sixth goes to Leonard Hughes. Mick Claridge in seventh. Eighth, John Stevens. Sean Wiltshire, the Texan, will start ninth. And Ove Trengrade here with us today. Row 5 will start 10th.
And on the 6th row, we got Tumas Kakinen, Mick Pickford, Pedro Fierro, and Adam Frazier in row 7. Barry West and Peter Gonensky in row 8. Sorry about that. Pablo Soares, Bugaslav Sikora in row 9, and Daniel Gutso and Robert Plumley in row 10.
All right. Good job there, Richie. All right. And then we go row 11, row 10. No, I did 11. Yeah, I'm all right. Robert Simpkins, Steve Sarles, row 12. Michael Yoder, Tony Tejelis, row 13th, Frederick Algay, Ashley Hyman, and row 14, Andrew Eng, Ben Summers, row 15, Tom Van de Poel, and Michael Steiner will start 30th. The 31st car today on the grid will be Rob Matthews. 31 cars here today, Richie. A great field, a good strength of field here, just over 2,600. And at the front, it's the usual cast of characters, as I mentioned before. Juha Norlampe and Nuno Moreira will get to fight immediately from the drop of the green flag. And boy, what a fight it's going to be down into turn 1 here as we get ready. Everybody on the grid, the engines begin to whine, and here we go. Oh, out of the gate, here we go. We're live, and the action already hot up front.
Already some contact in turn 1 there.
Yep, Sergio Macias gets a little bit of spin, able to correct the car, and they're already fighting up at the front. Juha Norlampe and Nuno Moreira right up his gearbox. They finally get down here in the Graham Hill Bend, and now on to Surtees. Juha got a really nice break off the start there. Nuno got up side by side and then had to let off, keep the car under him. But behind him, boy, there was all kinds of shuffling going on, and Sergio Macias gets basically kicked out of line and back to 6th already. Daniele Gattuso with trouble at the back of the field.
Man, this is just hot and heavy out here. These guys really scrapping for positions, and like we said earlier, it's going to be tough to pass, so you're going to see people just take any opportunity that they can get.
Yeah, again, Juha up front did a really, really good job there of managing that rush there from Nuno Moreira. And, boy, now here he goes out of the final turn here, up the front straight. Juha Norlampe is going to lead the first lap. Nuno Moreira in tow. Several different lines you can take there through that first turn. Here, we're going to go to the replay. And Wiltshire has a little trouble here getting the car going, Richie.
Sometimes you just really forget to put it in first gear. I've done it myself, and then all of a sudden you're just in full panic mode right there. And we got a big wreck, and you just stop there, and unfortunately the guys behind can't see that coming.
Yeah, several cars caught up in that, unfortunately, and a lot of them already made their way to the pit. Let's see, Barry West, I'm seeing here on track, Barry West just got by Peter Konechny. Barry already moving up the board, 3 spots into 12th. Looks like they've pretty much gone line astern, though, throughout the field here.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough job to get by anybody, and just kind of waiting for people to get to make a mistake. Just like you said, just stay in line and try to keep it on the pavement.
Adam Pickford back here trying to fight for a position. or I'm sorry, Adam Frazier, trying to get by Mark Pickford. Frazier had gotten a really good run. Frazier had gotten right up there under the rear wing, and then it looked like maybe Pickford had a better run. But here now, Druids, we get here and really get the cars bunched up for a trip back down the hill. It's so hard to get this left-hander right without getting that car all the way out off to the right into the turf. Good place to pick up incidents too, Richie.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm watching this battle back for basically 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all pretty close together. But once again, they're all just kind of spread out by a couple of tenths of a second. Can't really get close enough to get any kind of run off anybody. So we'll see if anybody can make a mistake or just kind of really overdrive this car and get up to the front.
Juha Norlampi up front is not getting away from anything. Nuno Moreira has really good pace right now. Basically, we're running almost identical pace at the moment as they come around here for another lap. Nuno only about 4 tenths behind. And he'll pick up a little more heading here into Paddock Hill.
Yeah, they're kind of pulling away from 3rd place from Victor there. And, you know, we'll see, like you said, Nuno's stalking him. And he's getting right there. You know, he looks like he's going to get ready to make a move soon.
Now Sergio Macias continues his fight back here, up to 5th now. He is faster than a couple of the cars in front of him, so look for Macias to be a factor here again.
Yeah, he's got to be a little disappointed with that start and maybe a little frustrated, so I'm sure he's looking to get up there a little bit quicker than he is right now.
It looks like most of the drivers throughout the field managing the track conditions right now. It is partly cloudy today, about 72 degrees. It is a little warm on track. Battle for position here. This is back at 24th. Andrew Ng taking that spot from Ben Summers as they head down into Hawthorne Bend. They did get obviously a slow start with the back of the field getting stacked up.
One thing we didn't talk about is this many cars. Lap traffic is going to be a play. I mean, the leaders are already going by one of the back markers, and I think that's going to be a big play into making moves and stuff like that, is to be able to read that traffic.
Yeah, well, we've already documented how really tough it is to pass here, and that is going to be a factor. You're right. This is a shorter circuit, very, very fast, and it will just be a matter of time before our leaders find their way to the back of this field.
I'm watching that Kramit shot right there.
Yeah. Watching Nuno Moreira try and chase down Juha Norlampi here. Nothing yet. Nuno's going to play the patient game here. Maybe try and let Nuno, maybe try and pressure him into an error. It's rare that we see him between either of these two, but it does happen occasionally.
He's definitely trying to keep Norlampi honest there for sure. Lost a little bit of time on that left-hander.
Let's look at the battle for 8th place right now. We've got Ove Trengerade, who's already picked up a spot, trying to pick off John Stevens here. John Stevens, a tough customer, man, and the New England driver, not one to give up spots easy. Ove's got his work cut out here for him, but is just a little bit faster on the watch right now.
Yeah, it's one of those places we keep talking about. You could be fast on the clock, and catching them is one thing, but finding a spot to get by is another. And, we'll see. He's right there, and maybe he'll pressure him into a mistake. They're both going wide off that corner.
That's an off track.
That corner is pretty liberal with letting you drive. You can almost go 4 wheels off there without getting in an incident, so it's kind of helpful.
Yeah, and you know what? But it's hard to find that fine line there. It really is, man. Like you said, you can almost go 4 wheels off, but boy, I always seem to pick up one there. I don't know. It's a hard one to dial in. All right, so we're looking at Mick Claridge trying to chase down Lear Hughes here, and this should be a good battle for quite a while. Mick coming over to us from the Lotus 49, and believe he was even in the camel race yesterday. So a busy weekend for Mick Claridge, who's picked up his time back behind the wheel. Giving good chase here to Lear Hughes. Two really well-matched drivers.
I'm just loving these old paint jobs, too. It really makes it feel like you're a throwback in time.
Yeah, almost makes you feel like you're watching Wild World of Sports circa 1977, 78. Boy, you know what? I didn't realize until just now how close this battle between John Stevens and Ove Trengrade is to really catching Mick Claridge and Lear Hughes. This could be a four-car battle here pretty soon.
Just watching a battle between Sergio and Alex. They were going side by side there through the corners.
Yep. And Alex gets around. Sergio makes that contact with him. And they had trouble managing that. Looks like Sergio's going to let him pass. And he does. I'm not seeing much damage on either car, so it was a tip. Here it is from above. Sergio there on the red and white on the outside, or on your left.
There's just not enough room there for two cars. And fortunately, even though they didn't get a lot of damage, they did lose a lot of spots. So we'll see if they can charge themselves back up.
Yeah, that really opened things up for guys like Mick Claridge and Lear Hughes. And Mick really taking a look now out of Druids. He had the run on Lear, but not able to get it done. These two right now, they're chasing Victor Rodriguez for that final podium spot.
And it's heating up front, too. If we want to go up front to Moreo and Noralampe, he's closed right up on them. And they got a big gap to third place. So it's really between the two of these guys for right now.
Boy, and Nuno really getting that run. He's got him in the crosshairs.
It looks like Noralampe's got some damage to that rear wing as well, so it might be hurting him on these top speeds.
You know what, Richie? That is a good observation. Not sure where he picked that up at, but that is significant. The bend in that rear wing. He's got some damage on the front wing also.
Yeah, absolutely. So they got together at some point.
Boy, they must have, and we just didn't catch it. I'm not sure where that happened. It's certainly... Oh, trouble for Ove. Ove, here it is. We've got it on the replay. You see Ove fighting... well, he's got some wing damage there as we went away. Now to the replay. Contact there. Ove Trengrade with the contact there, and boy, now it's really starting to go away from him. That was who was that he got into? That was Rob Matthews, I think it was.
And it looks like Matthews just lost it right in front of him, and he had nowhere to go. And like we talked about, this is where that lap traffic's going to really kind of mix this field up, I think.
Well, now we come back. Ove fighting to just stay alive here as cars made their way past, but Barry West all over him now. Ove having to defend again and having to do it with a with a car that's not feeling too well at the moment. He's going to fight that for the rest of the race if he's going to stay in it.
Yeah, I mean, with no pit stops planned, you come in now, I mean, your chances are over. So you just got to basically suffer with the damage and, just hope you can manage.
I see Tom Vanderpoel just had a problem. Not sure what that was, but he is now in the pit and has gotten out of his car. Battle for the lead, though. Here we go.
Yeah, he tried hard on the outside there. No room to go, and these guys are just fighting it out. They got, like I said, a big gap to third place, so they have room to play with in front of Victor.
Yeah, and boy, I'll tell you what, Nuno obviously has the better car right now because he doesn't have any damage on it, but Juha doing a really, really good job of, let's just say, being a little defensive. He's hanging on that spot, not doing it with speed, but here we go, up the front straight. Nuno looks to make that move and just runs out a straightaway to get it done.
Yeah, it's a really tough place to make a pass. I mean, you got to be totally committed to get to the inside of him. And, you know, this corner right here, and then maybe the next corner is probably the two best spots to make a move if you're close enough. You can really see that damage on that rear wing of Norlampi.
Yeah, that's probably obviously affecting the grip on the car. It's a loss of downforce there. Definitely going to hurt him in places just like where he was there in Surtees. Hard enough to keep the track, keep the car on track back there. Lose some downforce on the car, and it's really trouble.
And I'm sure Nuno can see that, so he's in full attack mode right now, and he's just really pressuring him. I'm impressed by Norlampi just being able to be patient and to not crack.
And behind them, folks, Lear Hughes, McLaren still going at it. Nothing's changed there, really. McLaren still just trying to exploit an opportunity here, and it has not presented itself. Lear is, well, he's got the Ferrari on good pace today, good form. Adam Frazier just has a big problem, and I saw what the problem was. He got a couple wheels in the grass, just over the white line, and boy, he spun right in front of Ove Trengrade, who gets on the binders. Watch this on the replay.
Well, that was pretty close there for Ove, for sure. That's twice now he's kind of had people lose it in front of him. And, you know, that's just what this track is about. You know, you're carrying so much speed through these corners, and just a little slip to the outside, and there it goes, just like that.
Yeah, Ove yesterday had a second place in the Lotus 49 race, had a second place in the Camel GT race, and, well, he's in 10th now. His car is damaged. If he wants to get to the podium here, it's going to be a lot of work. They are almost 25 seconds ahead of him at this point.
Yeah, as we come up to the 1/3 mark of this race, he's going to need some help of those guys basically going off the track in front of him. I don't think with the damage he has, he's going to have the speed to get up there. If you look at his lap times, they're a little bit off.
Looks like up front, Nuno Moreira's gone back to maybe being a little bit patient here, not pressing a whole lot, just staying in the mirror. Looks, when I say that, and boy, you got to run right into the gearbox of Juha Norlampi right there.
Yeah, he's fully attacking, and I'm curious to know if with this high track temp, if tire wear is going to be issues. So sometimes maybe just cooling them off and then making another run at it. I wonder if that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. He's going to step out. Take a look.
Whoa, that's awesome pass.
Yeah.
That's commitment right there.
Yeah, well, trust me, if those two had gotten into each other, let's just say it wouldn't have been the first time we'd seen it, Richie. And Juha, with a mistake, clatters it over the curbs back there and loses even more pace now to Nuno Moreira. Here's the replay of the pass. Like you said, Richie, committed.
And Norlampi looks like he actually got in the back of him, so he's got front wing damage on that left front and rear wing damage right now.
All right, here we go. Claridge with the move.
He just gets a little wide and then basically spun himself out.
With the spin there, yeah.
Same place that we saw that other problem. You know, he just drops a wheel on the outside right there, and then that's all she wrote. And fortunately, he was able to kind of a little tap of the barrier, but he's able to keep going.
Yeah, he gets the car going again, but boy, much loss there for Claridge. It's probably not going to be the day he expected. Ove Trengrade picking up another spot, though, because of it, beginning his climb back up towards the front. Ove seems to have recovered well despite the damage.
And it's just wild and crazy out here. We got Nuno's pulling out almost a second lead now on Norlampi, and I think Norlampi's, like I said, he's got some damage, and Victor's kind of hanging out by himself, 6 seconds back. Got a good battle on screen right now between Alex and Ove.
Yeah, Ove and Mick Claridge back at it. Mick obviously would like to get back to work here and get that spot back from Ove. This should be a good battle. These two used to seeing each other on track. Lots of experience racing together in the Lotus 49 series. Stevens, Macias there, and it looks like Sergio gets by John. Sergio continuing to recover from his early race woes. We've got the replay for it here now on board with Sergio Macias.
That was a good run off that last corner. Good run off that last corner.
Yeah, he set that up really, really well to get by Stevens. And like I said, Sergio not letting that trouble that he had early. Richie, I guess as a race car driver, you've got to have a short memory sometimes and really just get back to work.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said earlier, I'm sure he's not happy with the position he's in, and he's making it work. And now he's got about 4 seconds to Hughes there in front of him, and just got to put your head down and just focus on what's in front of you, not what happened earlier.
Claridge just gets back by Trengarade. Claridge back to 9th. Oh, okay, and I think we've got a replay of it. We can see that move real quick. Here it is. Yeah, Claridge just gets right up behind him and then pulls out to the left and keeps it strong on the outside. Made a little bit of contact there. Maybe just barely avoided it, but the evasive move by Trengarade lets Claridge by. Now we got a replay for Robert Plumley. Plumley just having trouble hit on track, and
big hit.
Yeah, that might be an ender there for Robert. He's already towed on into the pit. So we've seen a bit of attrition here today, unfortunately. Brands Hatch exacting its toll on these competitors.
Everybody's kind of spread out at the moment here. We got Alex and Mick are kind of getting up on each other. It's about the only battle I can see right now.
Yeah, you know
Sorry,
what?
Mark.
We've got it's actually a three-way battle because John Stevens at the front of that. Pickford, Millward, all chasing down. Pickford in the middle of that, though, is picked up the most spots. He's up 5. Car looks clean, and he's tracking on Millward right now. And gets a good run there out of Clark Curve.
Kind of watching Sergio here. He's been creeping up on Hughes here, getting a little closer, working to get into that 4th position.
Yeah, Sergio has looked good, but Lear has been really smooth this race. I love his pace. He's picked up a couple spots, and boy, if it wasn't for the early trouble in this race that all the drivers seem to have there on the start, he might be fighting with Victor Rodriguez for that 3rd final spot on the podium. I think it's going to be a pretty tough ask at this point, though, to pick up 8, almost 9 seconds now. Let's go back further in the field, Richie. Right now, 13th place being held down by Pablo Suarez, Pedro Ferreira, and Bogoslav Sikora. Those really three having their own good battle.
Yeah, Bogoslav's right there. He's looking to make a move on Pedro, so this is one of the best battles on the track at the moment.
Yeah, Bogoslav has had a pretty good drive himself, up 3 spots now into 15th. Pedro trying to hold it down there in the middle. And Pablo, I see on Pablo's car, he's got some left front wing damage. Certainly could be affecting the forward grip on that car as he clatters it over the curb there on the inside. Pablo in control of this battle for now, but Pedro is pressing here.
Yeah, it's really tight right there. And I assume we're going to see a lot of cars with some damage with how tight this track is. And with not really any clear spots to make any really good passes. You just got to force your way through sometimes.
All right, so we've gone halfway now. We've hit the halfway point. Nuno Moreira has just gone purple. Let's run through the top 10 here for you real quick. Nuno Moreira, your leader, and getting faster, and that is a problem for the second place challenger, Juha Norlampi, right now, who has started to lose touch with our leader. And Victor Rodriguez back there having a, well, I know it's cliche, but he's back there having a nice Sunday drive, folks, in third. Nobody challenging him, and just doesn't seem to have the pace for our leaders right now. Lear Hughes with the great drive we talked about he's having here today. Lear with himself there in fourth. Sergio Macias, fifth place, still fighting back from trouble on the opening lap of this race. Sergio finds himself, though, in fifth there, Richie.
Yeah, Sergio, he just did his best lap, that last one. So he's finding his groove, and he's really dropped that gap down to Liro. It's only 2 seconds now, so I would think in about a lap or so, we might be seeing a good battle for the fourth spot.
All right, sitting in sixth, John Stevens currently. Mark Pickford in seventh. Pickford up 5 spots. Again, we were detailing that battle there between him and Alex Millward. John Stevens, of course, chasing them. And then we go back to ninth. It's going to be Mick Claridge and Ove Trengrade in 10th. And those two continue to remain a factor there in the top 10. Peter Konechny and Barry West just outside the top 10. And Konechny in 12th, trying to chase down Barry. And Barry just seems to be getting off the exit of the turns just a little bit better than Peter right now. Peter with a little bit of damage on the left front wing, though. I don't think it's affecting his pace too much. That's your top 12, basically. Tony Teolis and Michael Yoder back there fighting for 18th place. It's Teolis, actually. I've got to remember that. It is Teolis. We've been saying that wrong for weeks, folks, and we got a clarification on it, so I want to make sure I get it right. Richie, it looks like we've got 25 cars left on track. We've unfortunately had some retirements, but we started 31, so I talked about a lot of attrition. Maybe, oh boy, we're going to get a replay of that. Millward with big trouble there. He saves it, though, Richie.
Yeah, he gets on the gas here, and the tires are probably going away. Oh, just dives right on inside, and whoa, just gets up on that grass, but he does hang on.
All right, let's go back live. Let's go to Juha Norlampi. Just got through the battle that was going on between Michael Yoder and Tony Teolis. We've got we've got this traffic, the leaders coming through the back of the field now, and it's getting pretty busy up here, Richie.
Yeah, there's quite a little group of cars there that they have to go through, and be interested to see when Hughes and Sergio get up there, because like I said, Sergio's running about a half a second faster than he is, and he's slowly creeping in on that fourth place.
Yeah, and our leader, Nuno Moreira, just, I tell you, had an interesting time getting around Frederic Alguet. But he pulls it off. The car did not look stable there for a moment when he tried to pull off the pass in Surtees. But we'll move on. That's Nuno gets clear of that bit of traffic, and he's got some clean space in front of him again. But well, his competitors behind, maybe I'll tell you, it's maybe not going to be quite as easy a trip through for them. The traffic stacked up here at a couple of spots on track.
Yeah, there's just everybody spread out. So these leaders are just going to be consistently going through these back markers, and you know, it's just hard trying to stay consistent with those lap times when you keep catching up to these guys, and it's just part of racing.
Oh, U-Haul with a scary moment here. Yeah, we know he's been fighting that car with the damage on it. Just that loss of downforce there, it just can't be helping his effort right now. Certainly doing a great job to hang on to second place, but man, it's been an adventure.
Yeah, he's dropped down about 3.5 seconds from Nuno, but he's still up on Victor. So he's just got to keep it clean here for about another 13 laps and take that second spot.
Yeah, Yuha got Rob Matthews, who pulls out of the way in front of him. All right, so Lear Hughes, Sergio Macias. This is going to be a fun one to watch, because Sergio again has continued his climb through the field, and getting around Lear Hughes is going to be a tall task for him. Lear has been so awful good today, but Sergio's got a faster car, and I got a feeling he's not going to be very patient with him when he gets there. Going to try and take a bite out of him here down the front stretch, on board with Sergio Macias, heading down into Paddock Hill Bend. Several different lines you can take through this turn here.
Yeah, when you're that car in front and you just keep seeing that relative time coming down, it's really hard to stay focused and try not to overdrive the car. I mean, you can only do what the car will do for you. So we'll see if you can stay steady. And you know, Sergio's going to have to, once again, it's a cliche, but catching him is one thing, but
right,
trying to get by him is another.
Soup talks about trying to milk a rooster, Richie.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
Well, Sergio Macias right now is the car with the number 1 on it, and well, that means in iRacing terms that is the number 1 rated driver in the session. And again, if it wasn't for a little trouble on that opening lap, boy, he probably would be on this podium right now. But he has got his work cut out for him. Lear Hughes, I can't say it enough. He's had a really great race, and really dialed in here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, he's run really clean there. It doesn't look like he has any damage on that car, and you know, he's just got to hold tight. Going back and watching a little bit through the pack at Alex and Mark Pickford kind of getting up on each other here a little bit.
Yeah, and it's going to be Andrew Ng moving out of the way. Thank you, Andrew. Letting these guys continue to battle. Pickford gets by, and boy, just behind him, Alex ran it out really wide there. Down in Paddock Hill, or I'm sorry, down in Graham Hill Bend.
And we got Mick there joining the party as well, so this should be a really good battle in the laps to come for that 7th, 8th, and 9th position.
Yeah, boy, Alex takes a big look there on Mark Pickford. All right, now back a little bit further in the field, when we didn't pick this up, but Tony Teolis continues to move up. He finally got around Michael Yoder. He's up to 18th now. He's also past Ashley Hyman. And Tony Teolis is one of our big movers of the race. Up 6 spots, currently in 18th. He's cracked the top 20 and running.
Yeah, these guys are driving hard all the way through the field, no matter what position they're in. And it looks like a little bit of survival for some of them for this last 10 laps.
10 laps to go, and if you're thinking about making any kind of a move here to get yourself in a better spot, you better do it quick. You really got to think these passes out and make sure you're clear. A lot of guys have done a good job of that today. The ones that have moved through the field have done a decent job of navigating the traffic and kept their cars clean.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean race so far. I mean, there's not much room to move around. Going back to the Sergio battle here, I mean, he's right on Hughes, and they're in the middle of traffic. This is going to be a good battle all the way to the end, I think.
Yeah, and they're coming through traffic that was fighting. There goes Lear. They get around, who was that? They got around Ashley Hyman there. They'll have Tony Teolis in front of him. Here comes Lear Hughes to the inside. That was close. Oh, and boy, that opened up an opportunity there for Teolis. And who was it? Yoder goes around just behind them. But Teolis and who was that he was fighting with there? Teolis and Hyman were side by side, and it was Yoder that spun off behind him.
Traction's got to be an issue now. I've seen a lot of these guys getting loose or spinning as they come off those hard power turns. So I'm sure they're really working those steering wheels in that car pretty hard.
Yeah, and I would say with all the high-speed turns we've got here and the high track temperature today, just over 100 degrees, tires are definitely starting to be an issue. So great observation there, Richie. We're going to see him dancing around quite a bit more here over the closing laps of this race.
Sergio's gotten right on the tail end of Hughes right now. You know, he's got about 9 laps to try to make this happen. I don't see Hughes giving this up very easily.
Yeah, I think Lear has worked really, really hard to get into fourth, and boy, giving it up maybe from his cold dead hands. I don't know. We'll see here as Sergio continues to try and figure it out, and just Lear's not giving him an opportunity at all.
No, he's not making any big mistakes. I mean, Sergio's just a little bit faster, but you know, if Hughes doesn't make any mistakes, I don't see any room unless Sergio just tries to force the issue somewhere.
Right. Yeah, and they're quickly coming up on Frederic Auguet. And, well, let's see how he reacts to this this pressure behind him. Frederic having a great race himself in 17th. Steadily moved himself up through the field. Here we go. Well, he really stayed out of the way. That was a good job there by Auguet. Hughes
he didn't want to get in any of that.
Yeah, no.
Nuno's just pulling away from Morilampi big time.
Yeah, he is. And yeah, 2 consecutive fast laps right there. Morilampi just really trying to hold on to a car right now that's obviously not handling like it did when the green flag dropped.
Obviously, with the fuel load burning off, cars are getting a lot faster, and he's able to keep those tires underneath him, so he's done a really good job today.
Let's just look at third real quick here. Victor. Oh, wow. 4th place. Macias. Hughes going at it.
He's not giving up.
No,
he didn't quite give it up, but totally. So Sergio's going to have to try again.
I take my eyes off of that for just 1 second. Figure I was going to give a little love to Victor Rodriguez, and these two are still trading punches. This is a heavyweight fight right here.
Yeah, this has been brewing for a while, and
yeah,
Sergio really wants to get by, but like we said earlier, Hughes is pretty calm out there in front, and just kind of doing his thing.
Sergio keeps knocking. Lear keeps looking out the window, said, "You can't come in." Look at that. He tries to go to the outside there, and Druids tries to get positioned back to the inside. He's spinning tires. Sergio just all over the place coming off of Druids.
I think his best chance is going to be coming up after this corner right here if he can get a good run. This is where he tried it last time, and try to go around the outside, and we'll see what happens. We're on board here.
Man, I hate putting them 2x2 here down in this turn. Boy, I find it hard to pull away from this battle now after they did that to me a moment ago. Still,
these guys are still running hard. They've slowed themselves down running this hard. So, yeah, I don't know if that's going to give Alex any chance to catch up. He's quite a bit back, though.
Oh, we had trouble for
on.
Claridge. Oh, we did.
Looks like he just got his wheels on the outside of the grass there.
Yep, Sterling's Bend. Exactly, Richie.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time we've seen that.
And John Stevens had some trouble a couple laps ago, too. We've got a replay of it here. Boy, and looks like he just got offline and off track.
Yeah, he just really got swallowed up there.
All right, well, back to the action here. You see Stevens on camera there, and now down to 8th. That's right where he started. But unfortunately not part of that battle anymore, which honestly had raged on for better part of 2/3 of this race. That's
well, the battles for first, second, and third are pretty boring. So, but we still have this really strong battle for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, and boy, we've talked about it for a while now, and the result's still the same. Sergio, no opportunity. Lear not giving it to him. Lear probably having one of his best drives this season. White knuckling it here at Brands Hatch. Just over 4 laps to go.
That's going to be a long 4 laps for him, but he's been doing a great job. And, you know, Sergio's had to use his car up quite a bit to get up to this point, so I don't know how much he has left.
You know what? Mark Pickford might get a little help here. As Ashley Hyman in front of Alex Millward.
He's right up on the back of him and trying to use a little bit of draft. And whoa.
Okay.
Well, that's the chrome horn.
That's one way to get him out of the way, isn't it, Richie?
That's not the polite way, but it works.
Wow. Like a steam shovel. Ashley just fighting to stay relevant, but yeah, if we go back live here real quick, we'll see here Millward trouble right in front of Pickford. Hashtag karma. Whoa. Let's get the replay of this.
Here I come. Move out of the way.
Yeah, let's go on board with Pickford, who's standing on top of the mountain right now, beating his chest.
And you see he got a big understeer, and then he got oversteer. I mean, there's really just kind of a race. Those guys racing hard with worn-out tires.
Well, Pickford, the big winner of that great 3- and 4-car battle we had for so much of this race, but Pickford up to 6th.
And I think we missed out on Sergio. Did pass Hughes.
He did, and man, I'm not finding it right now. Darn it, I lost it.
We were quiet for a while, and all of a sudden it got all exciting again.
Yeah. Boy, and he got by Lear, and he started to drop him now.
Yeah, well, he was quite a bit quicker. He was about a half a second quicker when he was catching up to him, so I'm not surprised that he can do that.
You know, there's only just over 2 laps left. He's not got enough time at this point. But Victor Rodriguez is only 4.5 seconds up the track from him. Even though he's faster, unfortunately, I just don't think he's going to run out of time here.
Yeah, Victor's been doing a great job. Really quiet third place, and he's just kind of been consistent. And I don't think Sergio has enough time. He's only running about a half a second faster. We only have 2 laps to go.
We will keep an eye on the battle for 7th. Millward, Stevens, Ove Trengrade, all 3 of them have gotten back together here on track. And honestly, that 7th place spot could go to either any one of those 3 right now, because they've all found each other on traffic here.
Yeah, that's starting to heat up, and obviously we have seen that these guys aren't afraid to use that front wing, push the other guy out of the way.
Well, it's been an interesting race. We've seen a few. We've had a few really good moments. We've had a few not so good moments. A little bit of attrition, not bad, not terrible. But yeah, the passing is.
I think it's been pretty exciting, actually. We didn't think there was going to be much passing, but I thought there was some really good moves, and like you said, maybe some questionable ones. But I think just the track just kind of dictates that.
And here we go. 1 lap to go for Nuno Moreira. He's got the white flag. Nuno has certainly put in the work today, but it started with having to try and get a pass on Johan Orlampi. And once he did, he was able to run off with it. Juha fighting a little bit of damage on his car. Who knows what could have been for Juha had he not suffered that damage. But going to be a good run for both of them. But Nuno needing those points, desperately needing those points today. And he will pick them up here if he can just keep it on track for about half a lap. And here we go. Nuno Moreira going to come across the line. Your winner today here at Brands Hatch. Nuno Moreira with a fine drive. Juha Orlampi. He'll take 2nd today, and Victor Rodriguez gets in 3rd. Battle for 7th, though. John Stevens trying to hold on to this. Can he do it?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to hold on unless he makes a big mistake here in these last couple of corners.
Oh!
That was commentator's curse.
Yeah, man. You finally got your first commentator's curse, Richie.
That's really too bad.
It really is. I don't mean to laugh at him. I'm laughing with you, but man, Millward is going to come home with that 7th spot. Ove Trengrade going to wind up getting the 8th spot. Oh, and Stevens lose another position there to Pickford. Boy. Let's get the replay here. What happened to John Stevens? Well, the New England driver not going to be happy with the way this one ended. You see him getting around there. It was a self-spin
in the grass, I think, and just got on the gas. A little understeer, a little oversteer, and Frank Williams is not going to be happy with that.
No, Sir Frank, not happy with that, and tough way to end this race for a driver who had fought so hard. I was having a really solid run today. But I'll tell you what, that's going to do it here. We're going to step away for a quick break here on the Global SimRacing Channel. We'll be right back with the results here of the Lotus 79 CTC Championship from here at Brands Hatch. Welcome back here to Brands Hatch on the Global SimRacing Channel. The Lotus 79 CTC Championship now finished. Let's give you the official results here. We'll run through these here pretty quickly. Nuno Moreira, your big winner today. Johan Orlampi, second. Victor Rodriguez, great drive today. Third place. Sergio Macias fights all the way back to fourth. Fifth place, Leader Hughes. Mark Pickford, sixth. Seventh, Alex Millward, 8th, Ove Trengarade, Barry West with a 9th place finish, and John Stevens relegated all the way down to 10th.
Yeah, coming in 11th will be Peter Kozinski. Mick Claridge down to 12th. Pablo Suarez finishes 13th. Boguslav Sikora in 14th. Pedro Fiera down to 15th. Steven Sarlis 16th. Federic Auge 17th. Robert Simpkins 18th, Tony Teolis in 19th, and Michael Yoder in 20th.
All right, 21st, Tomas Kekkonen, Andrew Eng, 22nd, Ben Sumbers, 23rd, 24th, Ashley Hyman, and let's see, 25th, Rob Matthews, 26th, Robert Plumley, Adam Frazier, 27th, Michael Steiner, 28th, 29th, Tom Vandenpoel, Sean Wiltshire, 30th place today, and he's gracefully apologize to everybody. Daniele Gattuso, though, the hard loser today, 31st for him after starting way up the field there, and Daniele trouble early, out early. But that is the results for today. Let's talk to the winner, Nuno Moreira, here real quick. Nuno, can you hear me, my friend?
Hey guys, how are you? I can.
Very good, buddy. Another win here in the Lotus 79 CTC Championship. Congratulations. How was it today at Brands Hatch?
Hey, it was nice. It was a close racing with you. I think we had like this minor contact where this time we got the bad part of the contact, or the worst, as my car also lost a little bit of entry. So I was struggling with a lot of understeer after that contact, but it was such a minor thing. It was a shame, but well, it's following close, and people in front and people behind need to be very careful to avoid contacts. And it seems like me and you are destined to to touch each other. So in a good way, of course, but it's just silly why this happened so many times.
Well, you needed a win to pick up some big points on Journo, and you get that today. I'm certainly going to be feeling good about your chances in the championship here going forward.
Well, actually, this race didn't split, so I did get to win, and that was interesting. But the points are not that good. So I guess well, it's good. So the championship is alive, and we hope that Renault comes back in full strength, so we can have fun and maybe distribute the top 3, 4 fight with other people, because. Well, this week at least, I think you and me were a bit on a different step from other people, and well, I will try to help the field with setups and advices. Speaking of which, if you allow me, I would like to leave just a message to some of the people that join us, and especially the people that are getting left. So,
yeah, go ahead, dude. Go ahead, buddy.
Thank you. So it's a simple message. So. When we are left, please do not ease. Do not go out of your line. Stay in your line. Stay at your speed. Please do not try to facilitate a pass. The guy behind you is already 1 lap ahead. He will not have any difficulty finding a spot to pass. This message needs to be brought to people, because this today was like scary so many times, and we could have ruined a great race by trying to help. And I understand that, but do that in a good way. If you want to lift, do that only in a straight line. So take this message as something good for everybody. So that's what I have to say.
All right. And Nuno, we thank you. We congratulate you, and we'll see you next week, my friend.
Thank you very much. See you guys.
All right, Richie, that was Nuno Moreira. You've caught up with Barry West.
Hey, Barry, you got a nice P9 finish there for us. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, hi, Richie. Yeah, it was a good race. I really enjoyed that. It was I nearly didn't see lap 2, though. Thomas Kekkonen, I think he missed the apex on Moss corner on the first lap. So I got a run on him and went to go up the inside, and he cut me nose off into Clark. And then so he was on the left of the track and I was on the right, and he was pitting. I didn't realise he was pitting, and he came straight across my nose. So fortunately, we missed each other. And but that put Robert Plumley and Peter on the tail end for a long while. So I just had to settle down and try and catch the ones up in front, because I lost touch with a little group in front of us then. But that was an interesting race. I just managed to keep it together and bring it home. And people, and right at the line, poor old John Stevens, I think he must have lost by about half a tyre. But yeah,
it looked like a really tough track to pass on, and a lot of action out there, and really good job finishing that track. And with that many cars, it had to have been tough to even pass anybody.
Yeah, well, I was due for a good finish. I mean, this week, I had one reasonable finish, but then 2 bad incidents, which was, you have to really let the track come to you. I think you can't force your driving, and it's so easy to make an error when you're so close to somebody. I think you just have to let it come to you. And Mick Claridge came off, and he got past. I knew he was faster than me, and Ove, I nearly got Ove when he came off, but it had just put pressure on me. If they'd have got back past me, if I'd have tried to keep them behind, I'd just been slowing them up and slowing myself up. So I just tried to hang on to them, and unfortunately for me, I think Mick made an error, and I caught him up. And I had 4 laps to go, and I was just very careful. I got past safely because I knew I had the speed, because I could see his rear wing was damaged. So I didn't. I was going to go into paddock bend, and then I forget what I did it now. Was it the next one up hairpin? I can't remember how to do it. But yeah, that was a good scalp to get. Mick's a fast guy. But
yeah, well, congratulations on that top 10 finish, and thanks for joining us here in the booth, Barry. We will see you next week.
Yeah, thanks, Richie. Cheers.
All right, Richie. Well, our good old friend Barry West there catching up with us, and boy, what a race. Richie, thank you so much. Folks, we're running out of time, and I hate to slot Juha Noorlampi into the Matt Damon position, but he's going to get there today, and we'll make it up to him next time. But we want to thank the Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship for choosing GSRC as their exclusive broadcast company. The original music that gives every GSRC broadcast that unique flavor and feel is thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. Now, the Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship returns in 1 week, Sunday, May the 6th. And you know what May means, folks? Time to go to Indy. Yes, the road circuit at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. We hope you join us. Sliding across your screen now are some upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like to find out more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it all at Global SimRacing Channel.com. We're also on social media, at GSR Channel on Twitter, Facebook. Just type in Global SimRacing Channel, all one word. And we're on the gram. Find us on Instagram, GSRC_gram. Finally, on behalf of my booth mate, Richie Hearn, our director, Amjad Yaman, our camera artist, Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle for our old buddy Soup. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track.